Hi, this is going to be my first video for YouTube, especially related to books, which is what I like to get into. So let's see if this actually happens. Okay, so today I did a book library haul because I was only going to say, oh, I'm just going to get 5 books, that's all I can get at this time because I've got so many books at home. And I lied. What a surprise. These books are just so tempting. It's hard to just find 1 or 2. You have to read all of them. So these are the books I got today. First one, An Inconvenient Genocide by Geoffrey Robertson. This is about the Armenian genocide, and I know nothing about it other than it happened. So there's not a lot of jokes to be made about it, but I think it'll be an interesting read, and I can actually see what the whole story is. Now, next one, Agatha Christie's Poirot's Early Cases. I do like Agatha Christie, especially Poirot. I've read a few of them, such as Murder in Mesopotamia, Death on the Nile, Red on the Orient Express, and some others that I can't think of at the moment. But I do enjoy them. They're fun. I like Poirot, and it's always good to see if you can figure out who the murderer is. So this might have more than one case, which will be interesting. Let's just see what happens. Next one, Growing Up Disabled in Australia it's by a lot of people, but it's edited by Carly Finlay. So there are a lot of disabled people in Australia, as there are throughout the world. So it'll be interesting to read about their perspectives on a lot of things. That'll be awesome. Next one looks like a big book, but it's not, because it is a graphic novel. It is about the history of Japan, and it's called Showa, A History of Japan, 1926 to 1939, by Shigeru Mizuki. I don't know a lot about Japanese history, so this will be interesting. I know about Hirohito, about, the end of the war. I know about the Sino-Japanese War, but hopefully I can learn all these other parts that happened throughout it. And because it's a graphic novel, it'll be easy to understand. I'm a sucker for Loki. Let's just leave it at that. If I see Loki, I'm interested. So when I saw Thor and Loki, Double Trouble, you knew I was going to get it. It's a shame that Thor has to be involved, but oh well, I'm sure he'll be fine. That was not a good face. I have seen this book a lot. It's Kaz Cook's You're Doing It Wrong, A History of Bad and Bonkers Advice to Women. I'm pretty sure a lot of us have experienced this. And it'd be interesting to see what people have said over the times and have all this evidence that's against it. You may not know this, but I sort of do ballet. Not good, but I do it. So when I saw Ashley Boulders and Julia, can't pronounce this, Berekua-Chu's Welcome to Ballet School, I was interested. I always like to get quite a few books from the children's section, so especially non-fiction, so you can probably learn a little bit. And it'll be a nice, cute one. Some of them seem to be very basic stuff that even I know, but it'll be cute. We'll just see what happens. Next one is Ashish Sattar's Ramayana retelling. I'm not Indian, so I don't know a lot about it. Actually, I know nothing about it. But apparently this is a story that's over 2,000 years old. So I would love to learn more about... I love learning about different cultures and different legends. So this will be a good read, and I can actually learn who on earth Ramayana is. Again, sorry for butchering any pronunciation. I love learning just random bits of advice or random sayings. So I had to get A World of Wisdom by Dr. James Chapman. It is just a quick book, which I can probably read in 5-10 minutes, and it's just telling all these different idioms from around the world. So if you want, leave a comment. What's an idiom from where you live that makes absolutely no sense but you love seeing? Hopefully there'll be a few in there that I'll start using in my day-to-day life. I do love these type of books. They just tell stories about amazing people in the past with beautiful illustrations. Yeah. So I've read quite a few of the women, boys, LGBT people. So This one is Stories for South Asian Supergirls by Raj Kaira. Yeah, so it is the same thing where it's just talking about incredible people, but they are focusing on South Asian girls, which is always interesting because I get to learn more about them. This one's a case of getting it out simply because of the cover. Look how pretty it is. This is the Ophelia Girls. It's by Jane Healy. It's set in 1973 and 1997, so that'll be interesting. I always love it when there's stories that go between two different time periods. Okay, now for something raunchy. Drawn to the Sex, The Basics by Erica Moen and Matthew Nolan. From what I've seen so far, it was the graphic novel. So it's just talking about sex and different forms of it, how to look after yourself. I think it'd be interesting to see what people actually do. Next one is not by one specific author again. It is COVID Chronicles. It's basically just a graphic novel about people living during COVID. It is very interesting how we're at a stage where we can actually look back on it. In Australia, it's still there, but it's, again, we were just always going to live with it. So we can have all these different perspectives, and that'll be fun. I usually don't get a lot of graphic novels out, so that did surprise me when I got 3 out today. Let's see if I actually read any of them. And another one, this was one of the first ones I got out today, so usually the first one's the one that I'm not that excited about, but I need to get one to get it rolling. So I got My Fine Fellow by Janika Cohen, and so far it looks interesting. It's 1830s England with culinary. I mean, again, it's not my favourite read, but I would like to see it. And I just noticed that there's a recipe in here for empanada dough. So who knows? I might be learning how to make that later on. And the last one, Italian Demystified. I have gotten I've gotten one Demystified book out before, and I do enjoy them. I mean, as long as I'm not in school and there's no forcing me to learn, I like learning. And especially when it's a different language, because this one does have the questions in the back. And as it's a library book, I obviously can't write in it, but I can still do the activities elsewhere. I do like learning languages. I'm trying to learn as many as possible. So I would have preferred it if I did get a Japanese one, French, or Spanish, because they're the ones that I am focusing on. However, there's nothing wrong with learning a bit of Italian. And those are the books. Will I read any? Who knows?